Welcome to the Doomed Planet podcast. This is episode 5, Seattle in the not-so-swinging 60s.
The Seattle Space Needle, an architecturally daring structure, imaginative, beautiful. From its inception, it was destined to become world famous.
It was really pretty bleak, and there were just some broke-ass hippies there and some corrupt cops. And my guest is Elaine. Welcome.
Hey, Alex.
Yes, I'm Alex, your host, and we're going to just jump into the 60s. Elaine was there. Maybe, can we start? Did you move to Seattle in the...
My mother moved us here to Seattle in 1966. We came here, we drove here from Indianapolis, Indiana, across the country.
Okay.
We arrived and went through that beautiful I-90 original portal.
Right.
It made you feel like you were entering
Through
a whole
Mercer
new world.
Island.
Yeah. There was no Bellevue. And,
there were farms.
There were farms, yeah. There was only a little bit. But when we came through that tunnel, it was, whoa, here we are, the Emerald City.
Nice.
I have visited here before.
Okay, so we had a phone break there. We also have dog breaks. That's when the mailman comes and the dogs go crazy. I mentioned I was born the year you came to Seattle. We don't have to say what year that was, but it was in the 1960s.
It was 1966, Alex.
Oh, okay, wow, you mentioned my name and my date of birth, so privacy out the window here. So... You told me a story that you're in high school and you're the only person of color, but there's one other who's this cheerleader who's super hot and everyone loved her, and you were the nerd.
I know that you would like to think that, but when I came here in 66, I attended Roosevelt High School.
Oh, okay.
Because we were living in student faculty housing because my mom was teaching at UW.
Right.
So I wasn't bused like the other 5 black people, aside from one other person who lived in the city.
Right.
And when we moved here in 66, my mom looked for a house in the north end of town close to the U, but she was denied the right to live in north of the ship canal.
No blacks or Jews north of the ship canal in the real estate covenant.
And so we moved to Montlake, which was just across the cut, which was perfect.
Right, which is a very, very fancy neighborhood now, at least.
Now, but then, our house was across from the dump, the old dump.
The old dump was there? Okay.
Yeah, underneath where the swampy area is now.
Yeah,
it was beautiful. We used to go dig for bottles back in the day.
Old bottles.
Mm-hmm.
I used to collect beer cans, and then collecting bottles was a thing, but then people realized bottles last forever, and people just threw them out, and so there's millions of old bottles out there.
Yeah. There were millions back then, but... So, we moved to Montlake, and I went to Roosevelt. Okay. And I was a nobody at Roosevelt because I was only there for 1 year.
Oh, okay.
And at a certain point, let's say in the spring of 1967, I was riding the bus through the U District to get to my house in Montlake.
Yeah.
And I looked out the window of the bus and I could see all these people milling around in various clothing.
Hippies.
Well, we weren't hippies then. We were called fringies. It's
really?
The only Seattle
I've never
term.
Heard that.
Yes. Fringies.
Fringies.
Everybody knows if you were a fringy.
Okay.
And but people weren't really dressed up colorfully or anything. I mean, girls at that time still had to wear skirts to school. Right. You couldn't wear pants.
Seattle is not known as the best dressed city today.
It's always been grungy. And
right. So the hippies there was a grunge factor.
Well, it's this is the city where you're not supposed to show any ostentatiousness with your wealth. Oh, right, if you're Bill Gates, he still could go to Ty Tom's in the U District, and people would go like, that sort of looks like Bill Gates. But
he was in line at Dick's Burgers recently.
Yeah, exactly.
With 12 bodyguards secretly all around.
But they were probably dressed, college students. I've never seen a picture of Bill Gates's bodyguards.
So you were on the bus and you saw some hippies and you said, that's for me.
I started then not taking the bus, but I would walk. I would walk from Roosevelt and walk through the district. Right. And there was one guy who stood out. He was a man of color with dreadlocks named Jerry Whedon. And everybody, if you were anybody, you had to be a friend of Jerry Whedon's. Okay. He also played the hand drums, and he was tall, and he was from California. He talked like that, man. Wow, man. The whole thing. So the U District at that time congregated on 42nd and University Way. Above that street was a hill of the university that was had a big tree and right as you walked up, straight up, and we called it Hippie Hill.
Hippie Hill?
Yeah, and that's where we used to go and sit later on in the summer there. At the same time, back in the 60s, the coffee house was sort of going away. We had the people that were older.
The beatniks, would you call
them? The
them?
Beatniks, yeah. Okay. They had the Longalan, the Pamir House, and the something or other, Queequeg or something like that.
Okay.
And they, the
some
older
poetry
hippies, poetry, folk music, dope, that's where you can find marijuana, or heavier drugs. Even back then in the 60s.
So you were still in high school going to those places a bit?
No, because I was too young. So, because I was an early high schooler.
Right.
I mean, I had been, I graduated. I was just turned 17.
Okay.
And so I was younger than everybody else. But that was the year where everything broke loose, 1967. My God.
Because everyone caught on to the
hippie scene.
And wow, people are having sex and it's okay with everyone, and there's drugs.
Well, sex was really fun because what happened
had the pill
was
by that time.
The pill came in. I remember going to the doctor and getting my first prescription for the pill, and boy, did that make whoa. Life was really good because people had to worry so much in those days about getting an abortion. To get an abortion here, so many people flew to Japan.
Really?
Girls went to Japan for
the
abortions.
wealthy girls.
Yes, but the poor girls.
Interesting. I had no idea there was a Japanese.
Oh yeah,
abortion
I know
connection.
At least 2 or 3 people that went to Japan for abortion. So it was a community. That's when you talked about it. The Helix came out, and us little hippies. Yeah. Of course, I was a privileged hippie because I was living on campus, going to the university by the fall.
Okay, so the Helix came out in 1967. Yeah.
The same time.
And that, for people that don't know, is a underground newspaper. It never made any money, although there was a pretense. There was like an ad for the Volkswagen place at one point. But the guy, Walt Crowley, that helped publish it, is this brilliant artist who went on to become a writer and the founder of HistoryLink.org, which is about Pacific Northwest history. But his covers were the psychedelic, Rick Griffin style psychedelic art that was super well done. Really professional.
And there were other artists, too, that were on the cover.
Other artists on the cover?
Yeah, on the cover.
This is online. Don't they have the whole Helix is now online on Facebook?
Yeah, it's online. It's but the nice thing about it was it copied in a certain way. What was it, the Berkeley Barb or something like that? There were a bunch of underground
every
newspapers.
Town, college town at least had one of those.
And so they the Helix was great because they paid us hippies to distribute the Helix.
They paid you to...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I actually have a picture of me someplace on the internet, I think, with me wrapped up with a thing, hippie-looking girl selling Helixes. I can't remember any details.
I thought it was a free thing, but maybe not.
It might have been a quarter or something like that. I just know that it was a prestigious job if you could sell the Helixes.
Just imagine if you're this high school kid and your parents work at Boeing and you have a crew cut and you're in the U District and you pick up a copy of the Helix, and it would be mind-blowing. There's nothing on TV about the hippie lifestyle.
No.
Except maybe some crime reports.
Well,
there is no...
The TV was full, I'll tell you, the TV was full of Vietnam.
Oh, yeah. I'm old enough to remember that. Yeah.
That was the first televised war. And so that was part of our upbringing. And another part of
the fear of getting sent over there,
the fear of getting sent over and talking and seeing people who came back. The ones who did come back.
Right.
And
the ones who were fucked up.
The ones who did come back, they weren't so much fucked up on the war, they were messed up on drugs. Because there was a plethora of China white heroin that came with these.
So it was the Vietnams. China white, the good stuff.
Yeah. So drugs became...
that entered the scene. Didn't that ruin, speed and smack kind of ruined the peace and love thing? I mean,
everybody was
everywhere.
Tolerated.
Right.
So even if you were hardcore junkie, you were part of the scene. That was part of the...
And then you started getting some bad people in with bad intentions.
Yeah,
right?
that happened more in the 68. It was a short-lived
the Manson
beauty.
Sort of,
yeah. It was a short-lived blossoming of hippies and dogs and what we liked was...
It's almost like I hear those dogs right now.
I know. What we liked as a nubile young women was the fact that guys took off their shirt and they were, they would go around half naked. Yeah. We had sex and drugs and rock and roll. It was true.
And dogs. Okay, we're going to take a dog break. We'll be right back.
There are things for which, if need be, we are willing to die. And one such thing is freedom. Will we as a nation burn our draft cards, or will we serve above and beyond the call of duty?
Okay, so we're talking about it's 1967 and heroin has not ruined the scene yet. And there's this group, the Seattle hippie situation. Is this based in the University of Washington?
Yes. Everybody hung out on the corner of University Way and 42nd.
Hippie Hill.
Hippie Hill was on campus.
Right.
We hung out on the street until later on, all the people from Carnation, Washington and Walla Walla started coming in to see what the hippies were doing. And it became a huge scene. And the cops were there, too, because of the drugs. Heart, Jet, and Sprinkle.
Heart, Jet, and Sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, they were hardcore. They were always after us to
bust us.
But you
knew who they were?
Yeah.
Did they dress like hippies?
No, they dressed like, regular guys with the glasses and this crew cut.
So they were not infiltrators like Conto Pro or trying to get the hippies.
No, they knew who we were and we knew who they were.
Okay.
And then you'd go up to Capitol Hill. You might walk up there.
Sure.
And then you would go to the Eagles Auditorium.
For shows.
And that was our route. We went to Eagles downtown. No one went anywhere downtown in Seattle because it was so scary.
It was rough.
It was rough. And you can see that in the movie, my favorite movie of Seattle called Cinderella.
Cinderella
Liberty.
Cinderella Liberty? Is it a documentary?
You haven't seen that?
No.
Oh, James Caan, Marsha Mason.
Oh.
It makes you cry. And then
there's exterior shots of Seattle as like
market.
A gritty...
Mm-hmm, the market.
Okay.
No one went to the market. Later on, when we became more established hippies and had food stamps, we would go down to the market to buy cheap, badly done produce and meat.
Right.
They sold horse meat at the market. That was something.
What?
Oh boy, we can go
they
get
sold
some
horse meat. Really? Because
25 cents a pound. And
so Japanese abortion pipeline and horse meat at the market.
Yes.
These are new things.
Really? And, we wouldn't go into the International District. That was scary, and you weren't wanted. And downtown, you weren't wanted.
I wanted to explain, when I moved here in 1990, downtown still cleared out at night. There was not much nightlife.
No.
Even in 1990. So in the 60s, very rough, a lot of strip clubs, a lot of seedy bars, sailors walking around, the drunken sailor vibe.
Well, this was a landing spot for people coming back from the war.
Oh,
they'd come back to Bremerton and then come over on the ferry.
No, Bremerton is shit. That's a military town that's impoverished to this day.
Yeah.
So they're in Bremerton, all right, let's see what's happening in Seattle with the drugs and the hippies I've read about.
No, they didn't want to come. They didn't want to get together with the hippies.
No.
One of the best places that the sailors went was our friend Ronnie Pierce's club called the Vault.
Oh,
which was
the
down
Vault.
on 2nd and Union.
Of which you have beautiful photos from that day.
Yeah, of go-go dancers.
Okay.
With
there are some hipsters, though, that seem to be in those photos. It's not just sailors.
No, they were the
Or
rest
was that
of the
just the
folk,
dancers?
That was the rest of the folky crew. He took the folk scene that was in the U District and moved it downtown because he could do that without paying the cops off too much. This was a town where police were corrupt. Is it now?
Right. Okay. And that was part of the downtown vibe is there was gambling and whatnot going on. And the cops went by every day to every bar. Someone went by, here's your daily cash.
Yes, definitely.
And then that got busted up in the early 70s, late
Wes
60s.
Ullman or somebody?
Right. The mayor of the time, Wes Ullman, cracked down on that finally.
We think.
Sort of.
Yeah. I'm sure that now you couldn't find a dirty cop in this town if you scoured.
Oh, no.
So when we would go to Eagles Auditorium, and that's where you saw every single band.
Any touring bands? I saw the Doors came.
Yeah, but no, we supported the local bands. Right. The local people only like the Daily Flash and I can't even remember the name of the bands, and they were all It's a Beautiful Day, and country.
Should I whip out Clark's book, Loser, this real Seattle music story?
Because he doesn't talk about that.
He's got a chapter on the 60s, but it's pretty short.
Short, yeah, because he wasn't around.
And it's mostly Tacoma this or...
Yeah. So we liked the local bands, and we liked certain ones, Paul Butterfield Blues Band. Yeah. I saw Janis Joplin.
Okay.
Before she was... Janis Joplin, when she was with Big Brother and the holding company, and I was on Orange Dot Acid.
Yeah, I was going to ask about the acid. Any acid experience I've had starting in the 80s, it was just bad acid. So they had... We had
the best acid. We had Osley acid. I had Osley acid the first time. Osley being the creator of the... Right. So we, us girls...
He was the main chemist, but based in the Bay Area. But I imagine
he was up here quite a bit.
Up here.
He was up here quite a bit.
Sure.
He had friends up here. I know people that he would test his acid on. But us girls took some... My first trip was at Volunteer Park, of course.
Right.
And then we met some hippies that were going to be our trip guide. And they took us. You have to have a trip guide. They saw us sprawled out on the grass, where we couldn't move with our mouths open, going. Ah! And so they grabbed us up, scooped us up, and took us to the arboretum and made sure we were safe.
Nice.
Back then, it was a nice. It's
funny.
thing.
There's an article in the Washington Post today about, this indulgence in the '60s really had a long-term scarring effect, and it's been 50 years since the '60s ended. I don't know what they're measuring that on, like when the Beatles broke up or something. But here you are. You're still with us. You've had a productive and interesting life. Acid did not ruin your life.
No, acid enhances your life.
Yeah.
I mean, it
gives you that extra.
Well, gives you insight into yourself.
Yeah.
I think that what happened was at a certain point, the people from Walla Walla and Carnation came in, and they thought
hillbillies.
The hillbillies were going to get high, and that's all they cared about because they didn't know anything about furthering your consciousness.
Psychedelics are not, that's not about getting fucked up. It's not what that is.
But that's what it turned into.
Right.
So instead of taking one hit of really good acid, you'd start taking 2 or 3 hits of acid with 6 hits of crisscross methamphetamine. And then, you went insane. And you jumped off buildings.
There are acid casualties. I even remember in Seattle or back in my old college town in Ohio, but even coming to Seattle in the 90s, you see a few of these people from that era that were always walking around with a blank stare. And you'd always see them because they walked around all day.
Yeah, those were. I know some of those people.
Yeah,
they flip.
But in general, I mean, if you have mental problems, you want to stay away from that anyway. But in general, this Washington Post thing is bullshit.
If you want to, now they're finding out that people with mental problems, alcoholism, or even. They can be in a controlled environment and take some
MDMA or LSD,
Aliuska, and all these natural drugs, and find some sort of peace from their torment in their minds.
I think acid, the part where it lasts all day or 2 days, is a little much, but that's the psilocybin is great because a few hours and then you're done and then you feel great.
Yeah, but we used to like to take those long-ass trips.
Okay.
You take
it's fun while you're young.
Yeah, you take the peyote, you throw up, and then you see God. Wonderful stuff.
I saw God people have Seattle drug stories. I think, even Guns N' Roses, this drug addict band, has a Seattle story where they showed up to play this gig and people are like, here, have these brownies. It's with Seattle pot. And they got unbelievably fucked up.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh my God, what do we do? And my story is I made some mushroom tea and overdosed and I did see God. And it was because the psilocybe, the cultivar of the psilocybe out here is different. There's a different type of mushroom.
Yeah. You can still find those mushrooms. I go up to the Seattle Center to teach my classes, and a few weeks ago there were people in the mulch picking psilocybin mushrooms.
Nice.
So
okay, they're easy to ID. You're never gonna, and that's the only mushroom that's gonna grow on the cow poop. I heard a story. Ballard High School, one day mushrooms popped up in the baseball field and the entire school was out there.
Well,
that's Seattle.
That's Seattle. University of Washington campus was full of. Well, we didn't pick mushrooms back in the 60s, but we did. Okay. We had to hide and smoke weed.
Right.
You couldn't. It's so different now, where you can you walk down the street and the streets in Seattle legal. Are filled with pot smoke.
If you're a broke ass hippie getting busted by Seattle police with some weed, that could be bad.
Yeah, well, people used to go to jail for years.
Sure.
And, I used to hang out with a bunch of drug dealers, and you'd go in and buy...
These are the most interesting people. That's why my podcast is about crime.
Crime pays sometimes.
Crime pays.
So, yeah, you'd go in with these friends of mine. I remember one time going with this friend of mine to go pick up the kilos. And the kilos were... 2.2 pounds for all you young people.
Okay.
And they would come wrapped in different colors, heavy cellophane. So you go and somebody would go like, oh, here, boom. This is when the weed was still.
Is this like brick weed? Like it's all smashed together?
Smashed up stuff with seeds in it. And then sometimes you get a bad kilo. And it would be like weed on the outside and the whole middle would be filled with seeds. I
was going to say, like the people smuggling back when you had to go to another country and smuggle back any decent weed.
Well, they had to get it here somehow.
Was there any good... It might have been the early 70s when people figured out that Colombian gold was something they could bring up here.
Well, that's when they started cultivating, especially for those strains. But the only thing we had back then that was special was... they all had names. Panama Red.
Yeah, that would have been the good stuff.
Maui Wowie.
That would have been the really good stuff if it was what it said it was.
Yeah, and it was. And then you'd get Thai Stick, which came in with the Vietnam crew. with those kids that came in.
It's got to be scarce, though. It's not like you could get that every day.
No, that's why you spent all your time hanging out looking for where you could find some good weed. Because, that's all you did was try to get high.
I've wasted half my life doing that, trying to buy weed, and now that it's legal, it's a great thing because I don't waste as much time. I just buy it at the fucking store.
I don't even smoke weed anymore now that it's legal. There's
nothing to rebel against.
I don't smoke it at all. In fact, I really
do edibles. No.
Oh, okay. No, I'm an alcohol preferred person.
All right. Yeah. That's...
Because
there's a reason alcohol is so popular. It is a great thing.
Yeah. Well, I can still drive my car when I've had a few drinks.
Yeah.
But if I smoke weed, I lose all track of time and don't know where I am, and end up in the middle of an intersection going like, dude, is the light red or green? I can't see it. I got to get out of my car and find out. I'm just like a Cheech and Chong movie on that stuff. So that's been the big change for me in the past 4 or 5 years since it became legal. I just got bored. It was sort of fun when it was illegal.
The podcast, I'm trying to do all these different sections of the podcast so that one day when I have this media empire, every section will be its own show that someone does. So if we can take a break from the drugs, and there's got to be something besides drugs in the 60s that we can talk about? No, nothing.
There was music,
but the Beatles came.
Yeah, but that was for the
Twice.
Beatles. Yeah, that was in my estimation, being a black human. No, I'm not a white person.
You thought you'd get your ass kicked at the Beatles
show?
No,
no one listened. The black people didn't listen to the Beatles.
No. You come to Seattle now. This is the second time. This must be a pretty good city for you, huh?
Well, it was great last time. I just hope it's as good this time. I think it will be. How are you out there in Seattle?
Right.
There was still a huge divide in this city on racial issues. Okay. We had race riots. We had Black Panthers.
The Panthers have a colorful history in town.
But we had, you'd go, you'd see all this stuff if you got out of past the Montlake Bridge and went into the CD.
Right.
You'd see that. But now, and
for our
Seattle's
listeners, the Central District or CD was the formerly really African American neighborhood. I mean,
we say that, but if you walk down the street, Seattle's always been a pretty mixed town.
Yeah. But where we're broadcasting from now is. They claim the most diverse zip code in the nation.
It is.
Different ethnicities. You got the rich people by the lake. You got the lower income people. So it's weird. Seattle is in a way, less racist. Although
there's still racism there.
That's dumb. I take that back.
Yeah,
that's dumb.
There's still racism, individual racism, where people are just.
I was going to mention that area, like all of Seattle, is being gentrified. So the black people are getting forced out in a way.
Yeah, not my neighborhood.
No. Well, no, that's not. Oh, God.
Wallingford in the north end.
The further north you get, the more homogeneous it gets and the whiter it gets.
Yes,
and then
definitely.
You keep going north and then it's like, what? There's not even a Chinese restaurant?
Exactly. Or you have, like in my neighborhood, you have a big Italian restaurant owned by
Italian. They use that garlic and stuff. That's spicy.
It's owned by a Chinese couple.
Oh, of course.
And that's who does all the cooking. That's how Seattle. That's what Seattle is to me, where you can get that. And we have such a huge Eastern population too. From
East Asians.
East Asia, yeah.
There was diversity back in the 60s. I mean, you had in the International District, no diversity. Japanese, Chinese, and that's it.
That's
the Vietnamese actually didn't come in great numbers
until after the 70s.
1970. Yeah, the 70s.
Yeah. So we didn't.
There's
we didn't
no
have
pho,
that.
no Thai food.
No. There was only Thai tongues.
Thai tongue,
and Ruby
which
Chow.
is still with us.
Yeah, Ruby Chow's restaurant. And
where Bruce Lee, by the way, was a dishwasher.
Yeah, well. Yeah.
Speaking of that type of mega celebrity, you must have a Jimi Hendrix story.
Of course.
And the story being...
Well, the story was like this. My ex-husband had a band with his brother and 2 other brothers. not brothers.
Jimmy's brother?
Brother.
No, you're right.
Yeah.
Right.
One guy's name is Purnell, and the other guy's name was Butch.
Right.
Purnell played the guitar, and Butch played bass. They grew up, they were a little bit older than all of us, and they were friends with Jimmy. Of course, everybody claims to be, if you're a certain age.
We're going to check your claim.
It was a small, well, it's
a very, I was going to mention the African-American community has always been small. This is not Philadelphia.
No. So you know everybody in town, and you know their stories are true. And so they grew up together and, supposedly taught Jimmy how to play the guitar behind his head and with his teeth.
Okay,
and,
he taught Jimmy that, the flashy stuff.
Butch said he did, and
Right.
Butch played here in town with people like Bonnie Guitar back in the day in the 50s. He was 10 years older than all of us. And so they were friends with Hendrix, and when Hendrix came to town, I can't remember the year.
He came back once, right, when he was a mega star to play the Seattle Center? Or
the Coliseum or something.
The Coliseum at the Seattle Center.
And we met him at the airport. Back then you could just
you
drive
met him?
up. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
We got in, Purnell had a Fleetwood Cadillac.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And so we would drive around in the Fleetwood. And then somebody else, I can't remember details. Anyway, we went to his house where his father lived.
Yeah.
And his sister was there, the Jeannie girl or whatever.
Right, the adopted Asian sister.
Yes.
Right.
She
who
was
now
there.
controls the estate, by the way.
Yeah. And she was there, and we went into the house, and Jimmy had a tape recorder, and we listened to Electric Ladyland before it was out.
Okay.
And what was it? A reel to reel to reel.
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Yeah. I get. And so he played that on a reel to reel.
Wow, on a good stereo.
No, it was at his father's house. And then I went up to Jeannie took me up to his bedroom.
Oh God.
That they had preserved when he was a child,
right.
with his stuffed animals and stuff like that. And then at one point he came over to our house, our hippie commune, and listened to the band play.
Okay.
And sat on the floor and wanted something to drink. This is my huge tale. It's true. And he wanted something to drink, but we were poor-ass hippies.
Yeah.
So all we had was Tang.
Oh.
So I got to serve Jimi Hendrix Tang. I don't know if
for those that are under the age of 50, Tang is this horrible powdered Kool-Aid stuff that's orange.
And we went, at that time, we went to the Coliseum to hear the show. I think we got in free. And he did dedicate the show to the band. Wow. The Juggernaut was the name of the band, because the Butch and Purnell were playing in there.
Wow.
So that was my...
Did the band open for him?
Oh, no. No. Mm-mm. We were...
Okay.
Not that. No.
So...
It was a huge tour.
Do you think people say that he would have gone more into, like, different forms of music other than just the rock?
Well, I figure he probably... Oh, that's a good question, because...
You know, some of that Purple Haze is just kind of... I think he was embarrassed by some of that.
I doubt that, but he might have been going more into a blues type of scene.
Sinking into the blues.
R&B, or maybe even we could see Jimi Hendrix, the jazz cat. So you go like, I remember that Jimi Hendrix. Didn't he wear that suit with the chain, the watch chain, and play the saxophone?
The fedora.
Yeah, fedora, and play a saxophone.
All right. Okay, I want to do a podcast shout out. That's one of our sections of this podcast.
Podcast shout out. Podcast shout out.
And that would be for Seattle Sucks. Do you listen to podcasts?
No.
Seattle Sucks, and that's Seattle.sucks. .sucks is actually a top-level domain name, so type in your browser Seattle.sucks. So anyway, Seattle Sucks. Podcast shout out.
Podcast shout out.
My favorite today was, and I posted on Facebook, on a poll where you press the
I saw that.
button to go. What did it say? Something about Jeff's balls.
Seattle loves Jeff's balls.
Seattle loves Jeff's balls. That was my favorite one today.
That's actually another section of our podcast that we hope to spin off with our media empire into its own show, Bezos Town. So I have a Twitter account called Bezos Town where I basically get Google News alerts about all his nefarious activities, and then I post some snark about them and link to the news. So yeah, I don't think he's worth talking about now that we have you here.
I think that what's interesting lately is people that are trying to say that he has an alternate reason for creating space in his building to house women and children from Mary's place.
Well, Mary's Place it's great that they give them money. That's to help homeless women and children, but it's a propaganda thing, too. I mean, they don't let you forget it. There's YouTube videos of, here's the Amazon guy giving Mary, actually Mary's a real woman, this check, and oh, thank you, Amazon.
Yes, but that's just obliterating its true purpose. I don't care who gives money.
All right.
To anybody that's going to actually do something for people that are disenfranchised instead of talking about it.
But isn't that just, Anand Giridharadas has this book, Winners Take All, and the theory is billionaires will give out some of their money because it's a PR thing, basically, and it covers up the bad shit they do.
Well, at least they're doing something good. Right. I mean, cover up the bad stuff they do.
I agree with you, Elaine. Until the pitchforks and the torches come out, we will let Amazon donate money to Mary's Place.
Well, they had always promised to do it, even when when Belltown
almost promised. I don't know if we clarified that. There's an Amazon office building where a floor of the building or a large space is dedicated to this nonprofit.
They promised to do that from the very get-go when they started redefining Seattle. Or at least that part of Seattle.
Right.
I mean, because
Bezos Town.
Yeah, the company decided to do that a long time ago. And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care about the homeless bums dudes that are out there.
I'm going to cut that out.
No, you're not. Don't cut that out. I think that women and children take priority.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Because they are usually fleeing from some sort of violence,
domestic violence, or of course.
Yeah.
So you have no sympathy for a dude on the street?
None.
None?
None.
Okay.
Zero.
Kat's very horrible teacher rants and raves about homeless people, and she says they're only homeless because they're lazy and they're drug addicts.
Who said that? I'd like to see it. Seeing is believing.
Let's digress from the 60s. And do Rusty, the media watchdog. This is where I just find a magazine or something and we talk about it. Rusty,
the media watchdog.
Today we have a Seattle offer exclusives. It's an envelope filled with offers. Okay, this first one. Cyber Week sale early access. Primary.com. A rainbow of colorful, comfortable, cozy favorites for babies and kids. Is that something that you would order from?
No, absolutely not. They're not saying where these... It doesn't even say what they are. What is a cozy favorite?
It's a cheap garment made in Vietnam by indentured labor.
By children about this size?
By children, yeah.
No, we're not going to buy this unless they tell me where everything's from. But we don't have manufacturing of clothing here in America.
No. All right, this gets better, I think. Meet your next storage unit. Clutter. Storage the smart way. Oh, we pick up your stuff for free, store it for a low monthly price, then deliver it free wherever. Our facilities are located outside the city where land is inexpensive. We pass the savings on to you. So that... Dog break! Okay, so that's clutter. That's just a storage service, but they're trying to be a tech company, but it's just a storage service. Okay, dog break.
1, 2, 3, 4. You know I love you when you talk like that, baby.
Okay, so the talent you need with the flexibility you want. Upwork. Get your projects done smarter, faster, and more affordably. Start today. 8,000 skills. Oh, it's about hiring people to work for cheap. It's one of these lowest common denominator platforms where you bid on jobs.
What kind of jobs are they going to do? Come over
It's
and
like
cook dinner for your kids?
No, it's like, that's a different .com startup. No, it's, we need this catalog designed and some programming done.
Well, I talked to a friend of mine who said that she went out to some of these places in Kent that advertised for people to go out and work doing stuff like this, but they wouldn't tell her what she was doing or for who. And so she was going like, this is just bullshit.
Yeah, well,
that's what that is.
That is bullshit. Okay, I might even cut out that section talking about Upwork because it's such bullshit. Take $20 off any suitcase with awaytravel.com. Casper, you're this close to the best sleep of your life at casper.com. It's a Casper mattress. Does that make you want to just get right online and check that out?
No, absolutely not. I don't even know what they're thinking.
Is there some technology there, or is that another fake tech company that's just selling mattresses?
It's fake. And they're probably not even selling mattresses. They're probably just taking your money.
Then you'll love joybirds.com. Customizable furniture created by you. Express your own personal style.
But you can do that at IKEA, can't you?
Yeah, you could go to a store that's not online.
But they're not creating anything new.
What are they going to mail you a couch through UPS?
They do. My neighborhood is people's porches are full of cardboard boxes.
Oh yeah, the Amazon effect.
Oh yeah,
everyone.
You can't even go up. Sometimes drive up my street because I live in affluent
because there are
Wallingford.
these white little Nazi vans everywhere delivering the stuff. Yeah, there's something crazy about same day or next day delivery. You really need like that USB cord or that.
Well, wait a
raisins.
minute. I had to go online to get a gas cap for my 95 Volvo, and I thought it would be hard to get. But
that's
it was
what
easy.
The internet is good for.
It was
obscure.
I could have driven up Aurora to Shoreline, but I had it delivered the next day for $10.
Okay.
I am guilty.
You win.
I'm guilty.
I'm guilty too because my significant other will get stuff. There'll be a package every other day, and sometimes groceries, which I really hate. Okay, moving on. Add a little magic to your holidays with Love Pop.
It sounds like a pornographic website.
That's
Love
what
Pop.
you'd think it was, but it's actually... We have even more ways... Oh, stationery and decor. So,
what does that have to do with love?
Because you love giving a card to your pop that has Santa Claus on it?
No. Just say no. Nancy Reagan.
Speaking of next day gas caps, here's 3-day blinds. So,
and the person comes in 3 days and installs them?
It's funny, the Valpak advertising mailer? It's kind of like, this is like the tech version of that. Valpak, it's all about duct cleaning. That's every other ad. Or blinds.
Or gutter cleaning.
Or gutter cleaning.
Yeah, the gutter screens.
Okay, here's the one that is satanic.
Restaurants come to you?
Doordash.
Oh,
now,
they're huge.
The customers might like it, but the people that work for this shit are being exploited by an algorithm. Like, there's literally... They're getting every penny taken away and using their own car and all this stuff.
Or their bicycle. I saw a guy picking up deliveries from Dick's the other day to deliver to somebody.
This and Instacart, which is more grocery delivery, the workers do not have it good. I mean, I have an Instacart story. I signed up to do an investigation into Instacart, and I signed up and went through it all. And then I'm like, if I can't get paid minimum wage to do any of these jobs, I'm never going to take one, and I never did. Because what happens with Instacart is it comes up like, someone needs a delivery from Costco to Ballard, and it says, you'll be paid $13.
Yeah.
Anyway, DoorDash. So the customer it might work for. Restaurants hate it. They might get extra money, but they have to pay the fees on top of it.
Oh, they do?
They have to.
Yeah, I can imagine that. But it's horrible when you go to a restaurant and you can't get waited on.
Yeah, because they have DoorDash orders.
Too many people are coming in and it's cold out and the door keeps opening. Talk about DoorDash.
And then here on the DoorDash flyer, the 4 restaurants they recommend are the Cheesecake Factory. Is that good?
I've never been to Cheesecake Factory, and I am never going.
No, it
there's
sounds
only one,
so horrible.
You know, they're either at
it's
the
a
mall
South Center Mall, right?
But there's one downtown, across from the convention center.
Well, tourists want to come to Seattle for the Seattle food.
Yeah, they come from...
Then we have Chipotle, which is, I mean, you could get a healthy meal at Chipotle.
I've never been to Chipotle.
No, me neither.
I'm not going.
And then Buffalo Wild Wings, I have also never.
No, and I think that eating wings to me is like maybe the most bizarre thing
That is
I've
like
ever
eating
thought.
an animal's genitals almost.
Well, people do that.
Well, yeah, you have to eat all the animal. Now, the place that I do like that is on here, the final place, Wendy's.
Never go to Wendy's.
No.
No.
That's where they have really good chili because they take the day-old burgers and grind them up and put them in the chili.
The day-old burgers are already like 3 or 4 weeks old. That the meat has been washed with Clorox.
Well, the good thing is that it's not just meat. They have filler, soy, and MSG.
Look, you can make a great lentil loaf. Oh. And with your lentil loaf, you can make it into burgers, and you can make it into... I just ate a sandwich with my lentil loaf the other day. It's delicious. Vegetarian.
Oh, right. You're of that...
Ilk. Yes.
So, no Wendy's.
Yeah. Speaking of vegetarian, I've been a vegetarian since 1968.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
That's why you're still with us.
I know. That's why I look so damn good.
Yeah, I say. All right. So, Blink. An Amazon company.
Is that a band?
Save on camera systems. This is monitor your home from your smartphone because of all those people dying to break in to steal your Amazon package.
They don't even have to break in. Also, just have to go up on the porch and get stuff.
So that's sort of horrible. And remember My Lackey? That was a Seattle.
Oh,
MyLackey.com.
I forgot about that. That was one
of
the first.
They had that big mural.
Yeah, that was one of the first.
And I always mocked that. I thought, this is stupid. And the guy was a 22-year-old guy. He's like, I'm a serial entrepreneur, and this is my newest idea. And I thought, this is so stupid. You're going to pay some lackey to go bring you stuff. And then now that's the whole internet is based on that. That's what e-commerce is.
Right. And he's
like
sitting on
my
this private island.
Yeah, who knows what... Well, My Lackey failed. It was too brilliant and too early.
Well, he probably sold thing. You know how you used to do it. You used to buy the idea and then sell it before it failed.
Oh. All right, let's take it.
And now, advertising from our sponsor.
This is Seattle Fire Chief Gordon F. Vickery. Your fire department needs aggressive young men to join the team. Firefighting in Seattle is a man's job and a team effort. Action can hit at any time, and you must be ready, in top physical, mental, and personal shape. For 1,000 career men, it's the toughest and most demanding job the city of Seattle offers, but we think it's the most rewarding also. First, there's a top starting salary and excellent advances as you gain experience. Next, all promotions are from within the fire department, and 1 man in every 5 must be an officer. Your extra benefits, medical, social, and retirement, are all very liberal. But most of all, there's something about being a Seattle fireman that makes each of us stand a little taller. Can you make our team? Contact the Seattle Fire Department today.
Okay, we are back, and when we do have a guest, actually, Elaine, you are our second guest. We had a 13-year-old Marxist-Leninist skateboarder was our first guest.
Oh, I like that.
On the first episode. Yeah, he was good. And so we want you to plug whatever it is you are doing. I want to mention that the plan for getting an audience is that the first episode, I want to have 1 listener. Second episode, 2 listeners. So we're going to double every time. So episode 3 would be 4. Episode 4 would be 8. So we should have 16 listeners for this episode.
Okay.
So what are you doing?
Alex, I tell you, I'm like so awesome.
Yes.
So I'm still teaching ballet classes at an advanced age. I teach the classes about 1, 2, 4 days a week. Me and my lovely daughter, Rainbow, Renee, have a little store. We reopened the Ola Wyola Boutique, which was in Belltown. And we're on 4427 Rainier Avenue South in Genesee, right next to the Beacon Theater, the new theater that's in town.
Oh, sure. New little indie movie theater.
Indie movie theater. And I'm calling the area, because it doesn't have a designation, I'm calling it
Elaineville.
No, I'm calling it NOCO.
Elenostown?
I should be so lucky. NOCO. North Columbia City.
North Columbia City.
Yeah.
But North Columbia City is, you mean SoCo?
No, it's north of Columbia City.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
yeah, it is. Oh, what am I thinking? Of course it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I figured this stuff out.
And that is at olawyola.com.
Yes.
I'm glad you got that. Like, did you have that domain a long time ago and then forgot it and then bought it again?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. Now, I also sing.
Yes.
I sing on Tuesday nights.
That's the part of your life that I go to bed too early to participate in?
Yes. Tuesday nights at the Royal Esquire, which is next to the Royal Room. Or as I like to put it, the Royal Room, you look in the window and they're all white people sitting quietly listening to music. Well, and you get the Royal Esquire next door.
Right. Is it right next door or is
right
it down?
Next door?
Oh, okay.
Right next door.
Right.
You see all black people listening to R&B with a great band called the Seatown All Stars. And we have a jam on Tuesday nights, so you get all these different people singing, like fabulous people. Some, of course, there's me.
Yeah. I've seen some of your stuff on Facebook up there singing with the band. And, yeah.
And then I also sing jazz, strictly jazz, usually at Egan's open mic. I like open mics because with a jam, you don't have to work too hard. You're not getting paid, so no one can tell you what to do. And I think that's all I do. Well,
that's a lot of stuff for someone that is over the age of 50.
Yeah. Well, the more older you get, the more energy you have. You know why?
Well, not physical body energy, mental.
Mental,
maybe.
And you know why?
Because you're going to die.
Because you're counting down. You're not counting up. You're counting down. So that's what I'd be doing.
I remember we met many decades ago, and I was walking down into it was like a ballet studio, but also you have some people living down there, some artists. And then we got to talking, and I'm like, oh, you publish a newspaper? Yeah, I've published newspapers. And we just had a lot in common. It was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I started out publishing the Belltown Brain Fever Dispatch, and we started that
a monthly newsprint paper.
Yeah. We started, when did we start? 1990. And I did that with Kevin.
Yeah.
And then...
he's in jail now, or is he dead?
Kevin lives out in the West Seattle. He has two lovely daughters. Yeah. One of which takes my ballet class, which is great.
Yeah.
So, I've taught everybody in town ballet. If you haven't taken ballet from me, then you're lame.
That would be me. The time I took your conditioning class, the one time I was I hospitalized? No, but I just couldn't move. Every muscle in my body was broken. Well, so we're recording the Doomed Planet podcast. It's not going to premiere until 2020, like January 1st. So now I have 5 episodes in the can. Thank you. Let's wrap it up with just some stupid talk about, are you going to vote for a presidential...
Well, wouldn't you like to have that movie Brewster's Millions? Remember Brewster's Millions with Richard Pryor?
Where he
vote for none of the above.
Oh, yeah.
But, we got to get rid of these people. They're nuts. I don't know what to think.
I wish Bernie was younger and not a white guy. He is more doomed than us. He's old.
He's more doomed than Jimmy Carter.
I don't trust Elizabeth Warren. I mean...
I like Elizabeth. Elizabeth
like her, but she was a Republican until.
Doesn't matter if you're Republican or anything compared to what we have
so
now.
We'll settle for her, but boy, once again, I think we don't have. It's just like the Hillary thing. Like, wait, this is it? Aren't there any other people we can vote for? That,
America is not going to elect a female because they have some problem with women.
We'll see.
And
anyone could be Trump.
We're gonna. No one can be as bad as Trump.
No, anyone can beat Trump.
Oh yeah, anyone can beat him.
But
we'll Pence now has come out with his gay people can't adopt children.
He's a psycho. Yeah, he would be worse.
God
damn it! Dog break.
They go like this. Woo 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 woo. We want more attention.
Winston tastes good.
Okay, I'm Alex, your host. We've been talking with Elaine, Doomed Planet Podcast, Episode 5, Seattle in the not-so-swinging 60s. So there was sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but this is like even the Seattle music scene before it caught on, that was like the same 100 people, right?
Right.
So I imagine that's what the hippie scene was.
Yeah, I mean, they had a jazz scene here, I guess, but it's pretty straight. It was a pretty straightforward jazz scene. There was Seattle, once again, it was a frontier town. So if you have a little bluegrass and with your banjo, with your jazz.
It was not a big destination. People thought, I'm from this small town in the Midwest. I want to move to the big city, Seattle. Yeah,
people didn't even do that because if you lived in a town in the Midwest, even so, you wouldn't want to move here.
Or you'd move to the Bay Area or L.A.
Yeah, I mean, I lived in L.A. in the early '60s,
right,
from '61 to '64. Now that was happening. That was really fabulous to live there. Of course, I got kicked out of L.A.
Oh.
My mother kicked me out because
your mother kicked you out. Yeah,
because I was having too much fun.
Too much fun.
And but you wouldn't come to Seattle for anything. When Seattle got on the map was with the World's Fair.
Sure.
And that was it was didn't it
and that
didn't
was
even
1962.
Exist. 1962. It didn't even exist before then. No one had heard of it.
What kind of a city would give rise to such a surprisingly different tower? Seattle. Inland seaport, industrial and cultural center of the rapidly growing Pacific Northwest.
No one even
Seattle. The Space Needle went up. Sure.
Yeah, that was when they heard of it.
And there's always been old money in this town, kind of like people got rich on the gold rush and the timber barons, but like kind of a broke-ass city in a way. Like this is not... There's so much money in this town right now, so many billionaires, but in the 60s, you're not... I mean...
No, it wasn't.
Could you even get a job anywhere? I mean,
you had Boeing, but remember in 1971, everybody said everybody left.
So even in the 60s, that was declining. They're like, World War II is over, and it's been a while, and no one needs all these bombers. What are we going to do?
Yeah, so no one came here.
Right.
My mom left here in 71, actually.
That's a whole episode is the 70s, which we could have you come back and do because you were there for that, too.
Well, I might not remember much about the 70s.
Me neither. We'll just skip that. Let's skip the 70s and 80s, and next time you come back, it'll be the 90s.
Oh, I'm good. By then, I don't know if I remember the 90s either.
I don't either, and we probably offend a lot of people because we'd have to talk about all our friends and all their misdeeds.
Oh, boy. I'm not going to do that. You'll have to disguise my voice, Alex. And here's my special guest, Conrad Twitty. Elvis came. Oh, yeah, Elvis came. That was the big deal.
I was going to mention, I wrote down what happened in the 60s. Elvis came to shoot a movie.
Yeah, that was a huge thing for Seattle. But that was
he performed.
That was the
because it happened at the World's
Fair.
And he shot some scenes from the movie, but I'm guessing 90% of the movie was shot on a soundstage in LA or something.
A few scenes here, that's all.
Yeah, a couple.
And the movies
the Space Needle.
We could have a little bit of talk about movies that were filmed here, but there weren't that many.
The one that I found in my 3 seconds of research was The Slender Thread, 1965, with Sidney Poitier and Anne Bancroft.
Sidney Poitier, 1964 winner of the Oscar as the Best Actor in a Starring Role for his performance in Lilies of the Field. Anne Bancroft, 1963 winner as the Best Actress in a Starring Role for her portrayal in The Miracle Worker. A tenuous, slender thread that binds a woman to a strange, strong man. A tenuous, slender thread that binds a woman to a strange, strong man.
And no one remembers what that was about.
I have no idea what that was about.
None.
There might have been some interracial tension with a love affair.
Anytime you had one black guy in a movie, there's going to be...
of course. Well, he pioneered that. You know,
back then it was
when did
unheard
Guess Who's
of.
Coming to Dinner come out? That must have been earlier.
Yeah.
That was like, oh my, you've brought a black man home to dinner.
Somebody even touched him. You know,
the
like on the
mom
arm.
did.
Yeah. Somebody told me that once. It didn't rub off.
A tenuous, slender thread that binds a woman to a strange, strong man.
70s, 60s. You know, what
really,
if you had to live
there was
here
no
in the 50s?
Microsoft until the late 80s. And
No.
even then, no one knew what Microsoft was till the mid-90s.
No, because we didn't have computers. We didn't even have... Remember, Alex? We didn't even have cell phones.
No.
We had phones that you picked up.
Yeah. Social networking meant going to Hippie Hill.
I know. Or to a bar. We did go to bars.
All right.
You
just
know,
in the U District.
U District,
or
because
Capitol Hill.
Well, U District, you couldn't have a bar within a mile of the university campus.
What about the
Blue Moon, Red
the
Robin.
Blue Moon?
Central.
Ooh, the Red Robin was like a swinging place.
Yeah,
that was
went
more
there.
70s.
No.
It's like a fern bar with burgers and Three's Company.
That was before,
Coming up on a door.
That was before. The old Red Robin was not like that at all. It was
before
shack.
It was a chain.
Yeah, it was a shack, and we all used to go in there and.
The shack right on the off of Eastlake.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
on the little cliff, and you know, one time somebody drove their motorcycle through the whole thing around.
Ooh,
and we all
nice.
went. We all stood on the things and cheered. And I drank because I was so young. I was only.
Sure.
I celebrated my 18th birthday there, and
nice.
I didn't know how to drink, so I used to drink Rainier beer mixed with Orange Crush soda.
What? That is the third crazy revelation of this episode.
I didn't know how to drink.
Japanese abortion pipeline, Jimmy and the Tang. That's the second gross beverage of this podcast.
Yeah.
And Rainier is an awful beer. That was never a good beer.
It was
it's horrible.
great. And the best Rainier was Green Death. That was when
which is Rainier Ale.
Yeah,
because that's like a 7% alcohol.
Yeah, well, you'd buy a
40
ouncer.
Yeah,
and guzzle it.
Green Death gave me a horrible hangover because of all the impurities in it. But remember the brewery tour? Did you ever do the Rainier brewery tour?
No.
It was up until the 90s. You could go on the tour, and then they give you 4 free schooners of beer at the Mountain Room at the end of the tour in the bar. And that's where they had Rainier Dark, Elaine, and that was a decent beer.
Yeah, well, us Seattle hippies used to like our Rainier. But our drink of choice,
Yeah, what is the hippie drink of choice?
Drink of choice was a Logie Flip.
What's that?
That's a Loganberry wine mixed with 7-Up. Logie Flip.
Oh, God. So much sugar. It'll give you a hangover.
Yeah, but we used to drink the Loganberry. Actually, you just drink Loganberry wine from the gallon jugs.
Right.
Gallo. Tip it up on your shoulder.
So the whole let's just smoke weed and do psychedelics and expand our minds thing, that went out the window because people like to drink, right?
Well, you do all that at the same time.
So
so you take some LSD, you take some speed,
codeine,
you drink some wine,
drink all
smoke
day
some more
long.
Weed,
Cigarettes.
Yeah, cigarettes were great. I smoked in the 60s.
Yeah.
For a while.
I saw you smoke. You smoked like 1 or 2 a day when I met you.
Yeah.
But you had been done pretty much.
I smoked those exports, those Canadian ones, because we thought they were pure.
Fancy. Yeah.
And in the 60s, I smoked Salem.
That is great because we have vintage cigarette commercials to play in this podcast.
Come to Marlboro Country.
Anyway, let's wrap it up. Thank you so much, Elaine. This has been great.
Thanks, Alex. I've had a great time.
Good. And will you come back for the 90s? Mwah. Or no, we're going to skip the 90s. And when you come back, we're not going to talk about the old days. We'll come up with something new for the future.
With the new stuff. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's do it.
Wonderful.
Great.
All right. The Doomed Planet podcast is part of the Wild World News Network. You can find us at doomedplanet.com. We do a legal check on all our material for this podcast. Any music, effects, or interviews you hear are either in the public domain or protected under the concept of fair use. Doomed Planet. Goodbye.
5, 6, 7, 8. Goodbye. This is the end of the song. The end.